it is a shame for any man to go throughout his life and not see what his body is truly capable of. Like, it is a shame to not see, and when I took it, it's a shame for you not to see your true potential at anything. And a lot of guys go through that. They get mediocre, they get complacent, they don't really care. And we've got the national retreat coming up. I want to put like a scavenger hunt for whoever can touch Haktua girl. Like, who can find the Haktua girl? Because she's there in Nashville.
You know she's not there in Nashville.
She's there in Nashville. That's where.
Are you one of those like kids that like you see a baseball player and like he lives in the stadium?
She lives in Nashville. That's
no, she's not.
Where do you think she lives?
It was filmed in Nashville. She doesn't live in Nashville.
Where does she live?
Not Nashville.
Not Nashville.
So Nashville
it's a really
is
small population. Not Nashville.
No, that's a so Nashville's like the Vegas of the South, if you will. Like everybody from the neighboring states travels there to like party and stuff.
We're going to fact check this. I'm pretty sure everyone understands on the internet she lives in Nashville.
No,
she's there in Nashville. That was
filmed in downtown
All right,
Nashville.
make a bet.
What's the bet?
The bet is that in whenever this comes out in like late August, no one's going to remember who the Haktua girl is. That's the bet.
I don't know. She went like mega viral.
She really did.
And that's a cool, like we do sometimes like, you know, POVs or interviews and stuff. And it's like the craziest, smallest thing. Stuff that you have no idea what to expect can make somebody blow up and go viral. And the flip side, I'll be like, this was amazing. Like it was hysterical and blah, blah, blah. And then like flops and does nothing. Yeah. One of my best POV reels that came out was literally a girl walking and not answering me or saying anything. She did nothing. It was a short clip. And I'm just like, excuse me. Hey, miss, excuse me. Hey. And she just ignored me. She might have had like AirPods on. Like 250,000 views.
I think it was just like insanely authentic shit. Like that Haktua girl was like hammered out of her mind and she just like went for it. And so like your POV reel that went viral, like that's fucking authentic. You're in Miami, girl fucking sucks. You're shouting at her.
Yeah, they still think I like pay girls to find. I don't know. They think I've got like an army of models or paid people. I'm like, I'm showing you my rejections. Like there's no winning on that one, but it is funny to see.
I think that like the idea of you can't try to capture it. So authenticity is right. Did you see the British girl that tried to replicate it?
What?
They tried to make like a classier Haktua girl, but it just seems so, it's not staged, but it's like slightly like we're going to try to replicate.
I want to try to say Haktua with a British accent so bad, but I don't know how I'm going to.
Yeah, how would you do it?
I can't. I'm like, oi, Haktua. I can't even do it.
It's like Jon Snow.
It's so bad. Yeah, Jon Snow.
Talk to
No, they.
Hello.
It's just that it's a genuine thing.
That's where you get into the London accent. Hello, Governor.
Yeah, I'm trying to do something from Love Island.
I think this was teaching us is we need what people really like is like creative accents. Because what made that video was her accent.
Isn't it?
If she wasn't Southern, it wouldn't have popped like that.
No, not at all.
I think it was just the innocent laughing with the dirty. I don't know. It's just a silly thing.
I didn't see it for the longest time because I'm off social media. And so Albert said something about Haktua, and I was like, Gesundheit. I was like, I don't understand what the fuck you just said.
It's literally everywhere.
How are you not watching Love Island, by the way? Because like that's all this British stuff
so
with
good.
The dating.
The Riz.
We gotta get reactive. Yeah, the Riz, the good chat.
Yeah, proper chat.
You got a proper chat, bro.
Yeah.
10-10.
I kind of
10-10.
like the cheesy dating shows. I'm more old school. I liked the Bachelor Bachelorette franchise. I did like season 1 and 2 of Love is Blind. I kind of want to start doing that for our class here, Modern Success, where I do the reaction videos to teach you what's right and wrong.
Right.
I can't explain to you how much better this is. Like, it's so much
because
Love Island is?
Yeah, because there's competitions. It's not like The Bachelor. One guy obviously going to pick the girl, and can you compete? It's like 6 guys, 6 girls. Who's going to couple up with who? Who's going to steal one of the girls? Some guys are just left like twiddling their thumbs.
Constantly sending in people to like
Bombshells,
lay it on thick and try to like
Testing.
undermine the relationship and test the relationship. So it's literally like every.
What's the motivation for the new people coming in?
$50,000. If the best couple gets $50,000.
And
what does best couple mean?
The audience, the viewers votes on their favorite couple.
So there's a $50,000 prize, but it's literally like unimaginable fame if you do this on the internet. Like these people like 10 and 20.
It's imaginable. I've been in reality TV. No, but it's pretty imaginable.
No. These people 10 and 20x their Instagram following. So these girls go from 300,000 to 3 million, and then they're like rich.
That kind of kills me. Okay,
But
so they're playing for followers.
The cloud.
They're playing for clout and money.
Money's okay. followers.
And love. And love.
I love it. I just like it that there's a lot of different companies. You see the bros broing out, but you're also going for the girls. And then this is my first time watching it. So I love the producer. I feel like he's the unspoken hero of the show because
it's like shit stirring via producing.
The show just fucks with them.
Oh yeah, and if they see a relationship weakness, they'll like organize like a one-on-one thing where like the one girl who he was with talks to another girl like privately without him there. Like they organize
so
some
the producer
shit.
like gaslights everything.
Yeah,
just try to fucks with people.
Oh yeah,
wow.
The moment you think you're safe, everything's calm, and you're like, clearly. So the drama like ended. They're like, oh, movie time. We're gonna show you the best clips of all this stuff you didn't know while they're on a show. They're watching the show. Like you're just like, what is happening?
They do something called Casa Amor, where in the middle of the show, towards the end, maybe 70% through the show, they surprisingly split the guys and the girls. And so if there's 6 guys and 6 girls,
they're all coupled
they go
up.
to 2 separate places where the guys will then be met with 6 completely brand new girls, and the girls will be met with 6 complete.
They shuffle the deck.
Yeah, and they go. You can like stick or twist, so you can like stay with your person or like.
But you don't know if the other person's sticking or.
It's
when we decided to start this podcast, I never envisioned having Jared and Brandon so vehemently
it's so good.
sell Love Island to me. For a second are you guys paying attention? For a second there during that, I was like, am I dreaming that Jared and Brandon are
so
aggressively selling Love Island?
Dude, and there's a lot to learn about it from game. That you can clearly see the guys with good game.
Like.
No.
So I
you
like
can clearly
that
see
aspect of it.
You can clearly see the guys that are there's like guys.
Are there guys? Okay, Jared. Are there guys with good game on the season?
Yes,
because often there's like one maybe, and everyone else is like
there is 2.
Okay, that's what I like.
And then there's guys who are literally like, so I've been thinking about that kiss that we had in the challenge, and my lips have been getting like awful.
There
like,
are 2.
Cringe,
there are 2
terrible.
really, really cringe guys.
Yeah.
There's like 2. Not good or bad. They're just like average.
Yeah, they're just like an average kind of like broy guys.
And then there's 2 guys who are like can stir the pot. They know what they're doing. All the girls classically are fighting for them. The only issue,
the guys with good game are actually just crushing the rest of the guys.
Yeah, and I like
they
the one
that's clearly like the best looking girls.
And the one guy with he's famous. I mean,
right.
So it's not fair for him. But the one guy didn't have the best body. He was tall, I guess, but
he's huge.
They're all like really attractive guys, and he's like not the best shaped one. He's tall, but he's not the best shaped guy. But like 3 different girls are fighting for him, and he's just doing
girls? He's 6'4", dark hair, blue eyes. He's a crusher.
They're all crushers though. They're all really good
Jared
looking.
And Brand, do the girls ever take like the initiative or aggressive role in like getting with the guys?
Yeah,
the bombshells do.
Yeah, so specifically the girls that are like coming in that don't have a cemented spot do. Okay. And then there is situations where the girls will like take initiative.
It's so fake though. The bombshells coming in like liking the guys like, yeah, I just felt this like instant connection, you know, mainly because I want to be on the show.
Of course,
like, it's just like really like, so we're here, you know, we're on the show. Do you want anything? We're like, yeah, I just feel like there's a thing.
Don't the guys shut it down? The guys are good. The guys like shut it down. But I want to specify only the British version am I watching.
Yeah, have you tried Australia?
I watched a little bit of Australia and it's better than the US, but the US is insufferable.
He loves it. I don't even do it for the accent. I don't even do it for the accent. I do it for the slang.
Let me get you this, Jared. So the reason I asked that question is because somebody brought this up the other day, and I thought it was really interesting. And it kind of talks about what you're talking about with the girls having to take the lead. So I'll ask you this question. I think I know your answer. Is it fair to say that men are satiated by sex and women are satiated by personal connection in general?
In general, yes.
Right. So, knowing that point, as we know, sex robots are improving by the day.
Here we go.
Right? And getting better.
I recently had a really good
the technology is getting better. So if we know
you're the number 1 tester, you let me know.
I'll try one out.
You're on the front lines, my man.
As we're getting better, as the robots are getting better, and if men,
I called it fucking a Zumba.
A Zumba, a dance class.
What's it called? A Roomba.
Roomba. It's okay. Same thing. We like to exercise on boats. So as the sex robots are improving, and if men's primary goal is sex satiation, a buddy of mine had a theory. He said, as more time passes, men will opt for sex with the robots. So they're going to be like, fuck, I can't get a real woman. My Instagram's not working. My Hinge, I can't go cold approach. Fuck it. I'll just, instead of being an incel, I'll fuck sex robots. Yep. So what happens societally is that women will start to have not as much options and abundance, until the roles switch, and now women have to engage and open and pursue men.
Two flaws with that theory. I do get it.
Because women cannot have their personal connection satiated. They have to, now they have to go get them.
Two flaws with that theory. And if it worked out that way, I do agree women would become more the aggressor, but that'll never happen for two key reasons, okay?
Okay.
No, reason number one is it's not that men crave sex or women crave sex more sexually, what do you call it?
Satiation.
Satiated. I found this out by getting a proper abundance, really like in the Vegas and especially San Diego days. And that is, it has nothing to do with gender. It has to do with abundance and options. Women just have the abundance because we were, as boys and girls are brought up and culturally, men pursue women, it's being taught or whatever the case, right? So when I actually got a lot of abundance and I was hooking up with girls every week and it was a regular thing or whatever, at that point, I stopped caring that much about it, the satiation, and I cared about more personality. I realized the way I get attracted became like a woman.
All right, but I got to stop you there. You're describing the exception, not the rule.
But it will be the rule if with your play out. When they have nonstop sexual robot to women, sex becomes less of a thing for these men. They're going to want that connection with women, not which you can't get from the robot because they know no matter how realistic, it's not a real person. It is a robot, and they're going to feel a level of shame.
Men are going to still want the connection.
Sex, I don't know.
You think men are going to still want the connection
when they get their sexual satiation satisfied?
That's a hard one to say. That's a hard one to say. Five times.
Sexually satiation satisfied.
Okay.
So that's my prediction number one. They're going to get out of their system, and then it's going to lose its appeal, and then they're going to like want the connection with the women because they know it's a robot.
Especially if they have a cold.
Number two. The second reason I don't see this happening is because of human nature. Everyone wants what they
companionship or can't have.
What they can't have, right? So when everybody has a sex robot, it's not cool anymore. It's not special, and it's not a trophy. Men are going for these hot girls not just for sex, but for trophies. Because guess what? We already have the sex robot. They're called hookers. Right? Men can get sexual gratification. And if you go to Frankfurt, don't ask me how I know this, but if you go to Frankfurt, Germany,
it was on 6th Street.
Yeah. Right around the corner. Did you get your
Frankfurt plane with there?
It's like, no, it's crazy. It's like $38 for sex in Hong Kong.
And he's like, and they never have change. It's crazy.
in Tijuana, it's like $100. You can get laid all you want, but guess what? The people, the men in San Diego, it's 20-minute drive, $100. They can get laid again and again and again. Threesomes, gorgeous Latina women. But guess what? They still want the women because you want what you can't have. Hookers are hookers. Sex robots are sex robots. It's not going to replace the trophy of like, hey, look, I got this thing. You can't have it.
That's deep. I disagree a little bit. I think that there's an argument to be made that as these robots evolve and get better, I think it's got to shift.
Unless it becomes Lamborghini. Unless it's like this sex robot is like 100,000 and it's like a high status. Like you got to, unless it becomes like Lamborghini. That's the only way this doesn't work.
Because I think these guys are these robots are going to get so good where they look like your type. They act like your thing. Like you're Mr. fucking I love AI. Like these sex robots are going to be sitting there watching the game with you.
I believe it.
How does he miss that call?
I'm going to end up with the sex robot that always has a headache. I know it. I just know it.
With what you're going to do to it? Probably.
Oh, yeah, my gosh.
Got a few bolts missing.
Here's the real question. Is fucking a robot going to be cheating? If your girl catches you with a sex robot,
Anna, is that cheating? If you call me with a sex robot, is that cheating?
It's just like advanced masturbation.
Not gross, not weird, not cringe. Is it cheating? Okay, but is it cheating?
I mean, nobody likes...
You're on vacation and you come home.
He's exchanging one robotic sex for the other.
I mean, everyone knows it's the worst. It's the worst when you get a computer virus.
Jesus Christ, that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
CTD, computer transmission.
He's like, always use protection. That's why I trust Norton Antivirus.
That's what I think.
No, but okay, but anyway, that's not the question. It's not about being weird or freaky or cringe
or not approving or anything.
Would you go, Jared? Cheating? You're cheating on me.
That's a sex doll. I'm not okay with that.
But is a sex doll cheating on you?
Wait, you're not okay with a sex doll?
It's like a sex doll. Sex robot.
Jared doesn't have the patience to blow it up.
No, okay, here's, how about this? Watch this. Okay, I don't approve of vibrators. That's a sex machine. Why is that different?
It's advanced masturbation.
That's advanced masturbation. Why?
It has no face.
Okay, what if I
What
got
if
a
the sex
pocket
robot had no
pussy?
face?
What if I just
Wait,
got a
what if it
sex
had no
robot?
face?
Yeah, just boobs, ass, and vagina. No face.
No, just like the little that's
Just a torso.
Not weird. Is it cheating?
no, it's not cheating.
Yay!
I would judge you. I mean, I would judge
That's.
Why?
I'm sure he does plenty of other stuff.
Yeah,
that you
there's a lot
judge
for
him.
you to judge me on, but
What about the sex workers? Is the sex worker cheating?
of course, that's a
Yes,
person.
that's an easier one.
That's an easier one.
Yeah,
that has a
he
pulse.
goes. Okay,
I would feel like I'd be more okay with like the weird fleshlights on like a robot.
that's all it is. It's an advanced.
It's advanced
fleshlight.
fleshlight.
You think that like the fleshlight company's not going to have their own sex robot?
You are. You got one. You got many in the drawer.
Kind of face and a fake body.
I don't know. You might put a little happy face on it. I don't know
That
what the
would
hell
be
you.
weird if like we walked in here
Right.
and just like
Actually,
a
yeah.
robot comes out like, this is Jerome.
You imagine a dwarf He's chicken and you
And it's like, get back in the room. I'm like, you thought the dogs were causing problems.
Can you imagine he's activated with Jerome? You just watch it fucking your wife. You're like, babe,
She goes, "This isn't cheating."
It's just a vibrator. Bro, that would be the most ultimate way to get out of cheating. If the boyfriend comes in and goes, I'm just an android.
Pretend you're an android. Wow.
I'm just an android.
Wow.
Life size model. And he goes, oh, wow, they really make him life size.
Okay, buddy. Got him.
Whoever, when AI robots come out, you know someone's going to do that.
Pretend to be a sex robot.
Be sex robot to get out of cheating. And now
He's gonna be like, liberty, liberty, liberty.
it'll probably be my grandson, and he'll be a legend. Like when we have grandkids, that shit will be happening.
That's
It'll be a
great.
legend.
That's good stuff. Anyway, I think the robots are gonna
Here's
win.
the question. That would be weird, right?
It'd be very weird.
Be
It wouldn't
very
be
weird.
cheating,
Yeah,
but it'd
he's
be
like, I'll
weird.
give it a couple tries, but nothing permanent.
Yeah.
He goes, rent a
weird.
robot.
No, I'm just looking for a world where women go back to approaching. man.
Albert's in a relationship for 2 minutes, and he's like, "Is sex robots cheating?"
I didn't ask that. Jared asked that. Jared asked that.
Oh my god!
And I'm just exploring my options. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm just walking around the house. I'm like, this plant cheating?
Yeah, he goes glory holes. Where do we stand?
where's the line? Doesn't
I'm
have to
like,
be
a little
that
candle wax
glorious.
in the ball? Yes? No? Okay, whatever.
He's like, forget glory hole. I'll take a hole.
You never know. You never know. No, I just,
Oh my god!
it's interesting.
These are your deep thoughts the moment you're in a relationship.
Deep thoughts. For sure. Out of the three of us, though,
He literally goes, and prostitutes, yes? And he goes,
No.
he goes, yes.
I think Brandon's most likely, let's be honest. Brandon, of the three of us, is most likely to get a sex robot first.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
Not even close.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a good chance that there's one in his house right
I
now.
might get
in a
it.
box.
I might get a sex robot, but I guarantee I would use it wrong.
Right.
I started like talking to it and,
yeah.
and trying to like, I'm gonna see if I can break this down. Like, so tell me your philosophy
no,
and whatever.
he's
It's like,
Anna's gonna walk in. He's gonna be butt ass naked. I'm gonna move the mic. He's gonna be butt ass naked. He's gonna go like this, and there's gonna be a cross from him, a naked sex robot.
They can't hear you.
It's gonna be a naked sex robot playing chess with him, fucking in the nude.
I'm gonna be doing
he's
shit
gonna
wrong.
He's gonna have a sex robot. And he's gonna be like, all right, so you get the appointments, you set the calls, and then they're like, aren't you supposed to have sex? He's like, no, we got a
I
sales
found a way
call
to get
tomorrow.
free labor
I
with
got
the
free
sex
labor.
robots.
The only guy's gonna use a sex robot to fucking book sales
Promise you, I would get him. We're using it all wrong. Like, I just want him naked, but also working. Like, it's great. Like, they
See,
put him
then
to
we're
work.
gonna go into the office. There's gonna be 6 of them going, we use the attraction ladder.
Oh, it's gonna be something else.
I would break it immediately.
So good.
Immediately.
Do you think that's actually an interesting point? You think these sex robots with AI technology can help guys? This is going to sound like a no, but let's just take a shot in the dark. Can help guys get better at cold approach, almost like a drill model.
Absolutely. That would be a great use for it, honestly. I don't think people would respect the game enough because at that point, I think they're going to have AI proxies. Which we talked
an
about.
AI proxy?
We talked about this in a previous podcast, but basically, I think the future of dating for safety reasons and for blah blah blah, and for like just not getting ghosted or not getting catfished, they're gonna send your AI avatar out on a date for you and then report back on how good. I think that's gonna be the future of dating. I think more and more. So everything we do in life, as we've evolved over the last 20 years, is meant to keep us in the house. If you haven't noticed this, like everything. Like how tomorrow is what? Amazon Prime Day. And what do you do in Amazon Prime? You stay in the fucking house and you order shit. We have no reason. What do we do? Did we go to a restaurant to eat? No, we had Uber Eats delivered. Boxes, everything is delivered. They're trying to make it no reason to leave the house. Now, Meta is like, hey, you want to do concerts? You want to go raging with your friends? Crazy. VR. Stay at home and meet up with everybody and do a VR concert. They're having virtual reality concerts and nightclubs.
What's next? The government's going to make up a fake disease to make us scared to stay home?
All right, we're not going there with this podcast, but
soon?
The point is, felt like last year, honestly. But the point is, more and more, I think they're trying to keep them, the system.
Them.
It makes it more sense for people to just be like, overpopulation, stay in your pod, stay in your unit, and convenience is turning into laziness, which means we are incentivized to stay home.
I like it from a traffic perspective. It's nice.
And there's still bad traffic. But I mean, look, think about remote.
He goes, the roads were crazy.
Most jobs are now remote. Like, you can do it from home.
Well, if you can eat at home with Uber Eats, and you can work from home with the internet, and you can fuck at home with a sex robot. What are you leaving the house for?
And you meet friends
virtual. Home a lot recently.
you meet friends in virtual reality. So yeah, when you talk about the future of dating with robotics, whatever, you're going to send out your avatars. And then honestly, then you can see what they're seeing, experience it through your avatar virtual. And if it goes well, and she's hot, like she looks like her avatar or whatever, then you would invite the person back to your house.
This is going to be great. My son is going to be the only one at a bar on a Friday night.
Meaning who?
It's going to be holograms and robots. And I'll be like, dude, you want to go ahead and use this opener?
On what? That's the problem. You make that.
He's going to be there by himself. I'm like, we're going to the bar. We're doing this old school.
All the hot women are on virtual reality,
Dad. It's going to be all fucking...
Hot women don't go out anymore.
It's going to be holograms.
What would you teach your son if he's like, I go to the nightclub, there's no hot girls. They're all on the virtual reality nightclub. I know. He's like, Dad, I want to go to the VR nightclub.
It's going to be terrible, man. Oh,
what do you teach him at that point?
God, this guy's not going to know how to do it.
Well, technically, you could do it virtual reality, I guess. I mean, it's the same.
Is your son going to live out the exact plot line of Ghost of Girlfriend's Past? Like, you're going to be the uncle from Ghost of Girlfriend's Past?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember it?
No.
Oh,
no.
His parents. He's raised by his
references. He loves them.
Dude, he's raised by his very ladies man player uncle, and that's how he lives his life. Yeah. And he's the ultimate ladies man.
Is this like a chick from the 90s?
Yeah, it's Matthew McConaughey.
Dude, Ghost of Girlfriend's Past, incredible movie.
Yeah, great film actually. Yeah,
great film.
But yeah,
go watch Ghost of Girlfriend's Past with Anna. Tremendous.
The Arnold documentary, dude, he's such an interesting guy.
Yeah. What, the Pumping Iron?
No, the recent one they did on his life. Thing. It's so incredible.
It's great.
His life, if you explain, Burr has a great bit on his life. If you think about Arnold's life, the guy got famous for lifting weights.
Yep.
And then he goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to become an international movie star. And they go, well, how's your English? He goes, not good. But he goes, I'm going to figure it out. He goes, and then he married a Kennedy. He married into one of the richest, most famous families. And then he became a governor of a state that he can't pronounce. It's the guy's life trajectory. He's just literally hitting 3-pointers his whole life.
Didn't he run as a Republican?
He is. He was
in an extremely liberal.
Yeah, of course. You're Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean,
he literally the guy couldn't miss for 40 years.
Here's what people don't. In the age of Schwarzenegger and Trump and all this shit, I don't understand why more celebrities aren't going in for politics, because the social engineering is done for them.
It's a terrible job. That's why it pays no money.
You'll see
power. You have influence.
You want to know what's crazy? You'll see in the documentary he was rich before he made it as a movie star too. It's an incredible real estate fucking investor.
Right. He invested in real estate really early and murdered it.
Yeah.
He's like, how much you have so much money? They go, real estate. He goes, okay, I'll try it.
Yeah.
And he's just killed it.
When you're really successful, one thing, you be successful pretty much anything when you put your mind to it. Let me
ask you this, Jared. Do you ever remember coming across a guy that you've coached, or maybe even I think the second one, let's just go with coached. A guy you've coached.
He's answering his own question in his head.
No, the second. No, because the second.
You ever wonder? Actually, yeah, that's correct.
No, because the second one,
not.
The second one, you know a lot of cases. The second one is guys you haven't coached. Right. But you ever seen a guy who isn't successful in life? I'm
looking at one,
but become really elite at game.
Looking at one.
No, I'm saying seriously, a guy that isn't a good business guy, or just is disorganized, or is it sloppy in bad shape, but then somehow became elite at game.
Okay, I'm going to answer.
Because there's some coaches that. The reason I said no is because there's some coaches that are good at game but suck at life. Not going to name any names.
Correct. And that's what I'm thinking of. There's some coaches and some naturals, but there are some guys I've seen who are incredible at game and they suck at life. Caveat: every single one of them, it goes through serious depression, suicidal ideation. I don't know any guy who's really good at game that doesn't have the other stuff dialed in. That's truly. In fact, I'll name one. I'm going to name drop one because he talks about it himself. It's a former student of mine who's now a coach, Luke Krogh. You know who he is. He's phenomenal at the social circle game. One of the best. Shout out to Luke. He was a student of mine for a while. This guy got incredibly out of shape. hardcore drugs on the regular. One time he was in my house on my couch, like yelling in pain and like, I don't know if it was ODing, right? But like he was just like howling because of a hangover. I don't know what was going on, but he was on a downward spiral. And I tried to help him. I wanted to help him, but I wasn't close enough to him at that point, and he was doing his own thing. Now, I think because he became a father, he cleaned it all up. He's in incredible shape. He's making more money. He's doing well. He's surrounding himself with more, I think, healthy, better people than he was in the Vegas days. So absolutely, it's just when you get really good at game and getting women and whatever, and you don't have other things like your health and your finances and just like your own non-status passion project, like things you want to do just because that have nothing to do with looking cool and getting validation from other people, it puts you in a really, really dark place. There's other people I can name, but I'm not gonna, but like, because they didn't get themselves out of it, sadly.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it all correlates together. The guy who's successful at sports, was successful in his career and like building his repertoire in real estate. So like, I think that there's this correlation between someone who can get great at a craft and getting great at this craft. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's just people that are okay with failure. I really think it's people that are okay with failure. Oh. And like people who are like shooting for like big goals and like coming up like a little short is still like very successful.
Yeah. I saw a great thing. You'd love this because you're in this mindset now. This guy interviewed all these like successful, like you just see expensive cars and you'd ask the person, what do you do for work? And then the person would tell, you saw one, and he's like, well, how did you make money? And then you go, and every single one of them had in common that like somewhere along the line, they went flat broke. They're like, yeah, and at 32, I had no money at all. And then I just bet on myself. And then they like all took off.
So a common denominator from highly successful people at one thing is they hit rock bottom at that thing at some point. I think you're like a unicorn with the fitness thing. You're always into fitness. But for example, like you got incredibly successful real estate and money. Guess what? I spawned that. I think if I had to put one moment, it was you crying in your brother's arms.
Yep.
Like being like,
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, or how I'm gonna even start to think about starting it.
Like there is, it's awful, and I've gone through it twice myself, and with game and with money. And it's an awful, awful feeling. But I wish it for everyone in the world that is hitting rock bottom.
Yeah.
Where you're literally like, I've got no outs. I don't know. I don't want to say like suicidal, but like literally like your life's over. It's the worst it's going to get. And you're just like, it's so bad that you never want to feel it again so much that you go the exact opposite extreme. And then that gets you mega successful. There is a blessing to hitting rock bottom, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it sucks, but.
It's the what's the term, Jared? It's like the opposite of like great success. It's like when you're happy in the middle. It's like what's the term?
Complacent? That's the opposite.
Complacency is like the opposite of like being an achiever, right? So like if you look at it in like a spectrum, if you ever hit that bottom, you'll never like catapult to the very, very top. And it's like 100%. We talked about in a recent episode. It's like that the intermediate. What was the intermediate trap?
Intermediate trap.
Those are the guys that will never ever achieve the great heights because they get stuck in the middle.
Ideally, their girl leaves them. It sounds so fucked up.
Sounds fucked up, right?
And like breaks up with them so they can realize they're like there is I mean, I'm not the best shape to quote this guy, but Aristotle said like it is a I'm gonna butcher this quote. It is a curse or it is a shame for any man to go throughout his life and not see what his body is truly capable of. Like, it is a shame to not see, and when I took it, it's a shame for you not to see your true potential at anything. And a lot of guys go through that. They get mediocre, they get complacent, they don't really care. And I had this conversation, I'm like, you don't care, you're not curious, you're not just like to experience it and see what you're really capable of. You're like, nah, I'm just living my life and it's fine. And I'm like, maybe you won't have regrets, maybe you won't have that like in the end of years of life, but I don't get how you get one life to live and you're choosing, not settling for, not ended up with, because there are a lot of people who have mediocre lives, but they're fighters a whole life. They come from the ghetto, they come from these bad upbringings, they were abused, and they try to do everything they can to make it work. But there's people who have like decent lives, all this good shit, and they choose mediocrity knowingly. And they're just fine with that.
And do you know why those guys think that high achievers achieved a lot? Why do those mediocre people think that achievers achieved?
They got lucky.
They got lucky.
Yeah.
They literally
think that they had an advantage.
They're like, they all are victims. Yeah. I'm unlucky. This guy had that. I don't have this.
I went through that. I went through that with real estate because I didn't make a dime for the first year that I was in real estate. And I like got in and I realized like, oh, everybody who's like making it out of their first year is selling to their parents' friends and they're like aunts and uncles. And they're like in this like wealthy society that I'm not in. And I literally was just like, yeah, fuck this. Like I'm out and I'm going to do something completely different in real estate that doesn't involve knowing wealthy people.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think a lot of victim mentality is absolutely there. I'm just talking about like, guys.
There's a lot of people who don't, sorry to interrupt you. There's a lot of people that are literally like, we're going to combine to make $100,000 a year. We're going to have 2 kids. We're going to fight about money. And we're going to go to, Johnny and Joanne's barbecue every Sunday. And I'm fine with that. And I know people like that.
And I hate to say it, my parents. That's honestly
my parents are beyond that, but yeah.
And Jared, and those people, guess who those people are? If you're listening, no beef, but I got to tell you the truth. Those are the people that also believe that with women, you either have it or you don't. They don't believe that if they join modern success.
It's a height thing.
It's a height thing. It's a money. Oh, there's no sort of way that if I learn this like system that I'm going to improve myself. Like those guys with the hot girls, they're just lucky. It's like, no, dude. Like, these guys trolled me the other day.
They don't think they can overcome obstacles.
But literally, if you do it and you set your goals and do things the right way and put in the work,
then you can have a sex robot.
I agree that these guys are there, and I'm with you 100%. I see these guys, and I'm almost like, all right, what a loser. Like I will bash those guys. I feel like you're stupid. We know those kind of guys. I feel sad, though, and I feel confused by another group of men who do believe it's possible. They understand it takes hard work, but they go, I'm good. I'm going to choose the 5.
Yeah.
I'm going to be with a 5. Like, you understand you can get a 10. Yeah. And you can put in the work and you get this one life to live. Like, they honestly infuriate me more because at least the guys that you're talking about, it's a frame issue. It's a mind. They don't believe it.
Yeah.
But if they saw it and you could shake them, they'll believe it. And these guys believe it and they choose. They choose bad.
See, I literally think that
it hurts.
More than business, I think there's a direct correlation between the dating stuff and the fitness stuff. Because I feel like literally every...
Well, who says that is like, and I forget the quote. It's like...
I think all 3 of them are...
It's similar, but I think those were the most similar.
Well, here's the one that freaks me out the most, and it's one step past what Jared's saying. Is not freaks me out, but pisses me off the most. And I think David Goggins, maybe it's Goggins or maybe it's the guy that I forget his name. He wrote the book about Michael Jordan. He was his coach.
Oh, yeah.
He's awesome.
Tim Grover.
Tim Grover talks about this. He goes, the people that I hate or that I think are like the worst are the ones that are like, they got to get motivated to do it. I'm going to do this next thing. I'm so pumped up. It's all about the gym, bro. I'm going to do it every day for the next 90 days. It's like those people never fucking do it. Because if they have to like hype themselves up to do it and whatever, it's like, there's no motivation. You just have to show up and do it. Because those are the ones that know it costs a lot to do it, but then they have to like talk themselves up to do it, but then they never do it. It's like the guys that like need to do it.
What's my philosophy with the gym?
You go to the gym. It's just a thing you do.
Just go and do it.
We go to the gym.
You're not like pumped up to go. You're not like
I've never once said I'm excited to go to the gym, and I'm not like I'm not the king of fitness, and I'm not saying I'm great and I have whatever, but I've never been like, I'm excited to go to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym. Today's like, it doesn't matter. It's just
go to the gym. You just do your thing.
It's putting gas in my gas tank.
I think the word that said is it's non-negotiable.
Right. Yeah.
It's a non-negotiable. Like, you're going to put on pants before you leave the house. Like, that's what you do.
Yeah. We go to the gym. That's what I always say. We go to the gym.
Yeah.
I've never done a fitness competition or like going towards like, we should go to the gym. We get better.
It's an excitable thing. It's like, if you get too pumped for one thing or too upset about it, it's like, ugh.
Here's another quote that I think wraps it coming from Sam Ovens is, you will always be the worst version of yourself that you will allow. So, for instance, there are guys who look at what you do and are like, that's loser shit. We go to the gym twice a day.
Right.
And they go, that's what, like, your worst unacceptable is you got to go once. Right? But you can maybe do a 2-hour workout or 1 hour, 30-minute. You might have loose things there. There are other guys who are like, you go to the gym for at least an hour.
Right.
I refuse. Like, so what?
My floor is a lot lower than other people's floors.
Correct. Yeah. So a lot of problems with goal setting is you're chasing the ceiling and you're going for the ceiling. But the reality is, if you want to grow, instead of chasing the ceiling of this amazing goal, you just have your goals. But the way to get the goal is not to jump up to the ceiling. It's to keep raising the floor until it hits the ceiling.
What an insane episode. We talked about fucking robots.
Nuts.
And then chase your dreams.
Yeah.
I mean,
For some people, those are both.
correlation.
For some people, it's the
You're
same
like-
thing. Yeah, we started this episode just completely like dick jokes and robots,
Yeah.
like the Catholic Church. And at the end, Brandon's crying, and he's like, "Thank you, Jared." He's like, I can't make it. It's gonna be okay."
I'm like, seeing isn't believing. Believing is seeing.
Every grain of sand is a dream.
Every grain of sand
You
is a
love
dream.
that one,
That
huh?
was so
Oh my
God.
goodness.
It was so good. So, what's your next floor do you see yourself raising?
My next floor, I'm seeing
He goes, I'm not going to cheat with a sex robot.
Yeah.
I swear.
I don't know, man.
Don't set him up for
I think
failure.
it's early, but I did meet a nice gal, and I think maybe this time for Papa Distrada to kind of wrap up his career and to hang up the cleats and
I
become.
was just going to say, so anybody who's seen Friday Night Lights, Tim Riggins leaves the cleats. What are you going to do, like, on your wedding day or the day before the wedding? Like, do you just burn your condoms or, like, what do you do?
All right, so before I answer that question, I have this. I think Jared's one of the only people that can kind of get me on this. When people knew what you did as a dating coach and all the stuff you know, and you were before you met Anna, and you were single at like whatever it was, 37, 38. Did people be like, "Oh, so you just Jared? You're never gonna get married. You're one of those like never gonna have kids persons." Did they assume you were just going to be this perennial bachelor?
People who
Well, they were
don't-
saying, you're never going to get married again.
Again, all right.
Yeah.
People who don't know me would say because they're just based on the profession. Like when they see like I'm the king of like I want my cake and I'm going to eat it too. Like it's one of those things where like I'm going to get married again, but we're also going to have fun with girls and we're going to do stuff on stuff on the side together.
Well,
as a
girls just
couple.
want to have fun.
Like it's just one of those things where I'm like I don't want to choose. I don't see the need to choose.
Do you think people assumed you were one kind of person because you were that age and that?
I think one of the most common things I got from people coming in my social circle was like, I thought you were kind of a douche when I first met you.
Yep, I could get that.
Yeah.
Right, but now you're kind of like I like you.
Now it confirmed it.
Yeah, right. Like I got that all the time. I'm like, really? Me? Am I the problem? And I think it's just because of the optics and perception of my lifestyle and my job and everything. And then they come in and they're like, oh, but you're also a nerd, but you're also this, but you also go out and can meet women, but you're also this entrepreneur guy, but you're also Jewy, but you're also like, it's just.
I got this whole thing where like, and I joked about it on the show and a lot of different places. I'm like, 2024, guys, this is the year I'm going to find my wife. And I would say that to somebody seriously. I'm like, they're like, Albert, how about you? You dating? I'm like, no, but I'm going to try to find the wife this year. And people would just spit out their beer laughing in my face. They're like, you're going to find a wife? That's hilarious.
I'm sorry about that, by the way.
And I'm like, no, I'm serious. I'm looking for a serious option. They're like, that's cute. Anyway, tequila shots. But I'm like, I think you're right. It's the optics of like lifestyle and like where we live.
I did it with you and Cosmo on the Halloween episode podcast. Remember? And we were in LA. That cool couch thing with whatever.
Yeah.
It's on air. Like it's where it was November of 2022, the Halloween episode.
Is that long ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I told you and Cosmo, I'm like, I'm going to find a girlfriend now. I'm done being single. That was November, January 17th, 2023. Like 2 months later, boom, Anna.
Also,
Like
my idea, by the way.
I Babe Ruthed it. I'm just like,
You guys were in the same room, and I said you guys should date. And I think the light.
it was a team. It was
It was
his
the
girl's
three of you.
idea.
It was right after Albert's Thanksgiving Instagram services.
Honestly, it was Brent.
No, it was
your
the three
girl,
of you. It was you, Anna, and THC. The three of you guys actually had that idea of like we should get together. Yeah, smoke weed every day. I'm not wrong.
CBD also played a role.
CBD. She gave her the CBD. All right.
Hey, yo.
Oh,
Hello. But yeah, we'll see. That's my next step. I think it's just shutting it down. Are you going to go to Nashville for the Modern Success Retreat? This will be your first retreat you attend.
No. Jared's trying to talk me into it. We'll see.
You should come and
that's not true. You've done other retreats, no?
Not.
I've never
You've never done a full
Not away.
retreat with us.
But now that I'm now that I'm working for the company, maybe I have to.
Yeah,
We'll see.
We'll see.
Quality control.
Quality control.
Another made-up jobs here at the Modern Success.
We love to make up jobs.
Nobody can ever really
If
identify
Brent
what
can be
value I
employed
bring.
here, anybody can. Really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Brent's our chief register administrator.
yeah. Yeah. He's responsible of jobs. and
Yeah.
Stuff. Head of jobs. and
I'm
stuff.
I'm the head of job etiquette here at Modern.
Yeah.
Like
Somebody's got to keep you guys in line.
no one has more fake jobs in this company.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the jobs organizer. He's the JO.
Even the whole thing, like dating coach, the whole thing is a JO.
It's a woozy, it's a
Big
Wazi.
JO, if you know what I mean.
No.
Should we woozy wazi out of here?
Yeah, we should call it.
All
Guys,
right.
please, if you're watching this, please like and subscribe.
And hate comments.
And hate
If you're
comment.
watching this, Please like us.
Please give us a
comments.
like. Give me a
Just like
subscribe.
Why would you like me?
Yeah.
Hate comments.
We would like if you liked to
like us or hate comments. Either picks, mainly aiming to him, but whatever you feel.
Mention
Please subscribe.
the salmon sweater.
Brandon puts the sub in subscription.
You will get so many more stories about how, you know, he was leaving the room when he was entering the room. We got your backs.
We're going to enter and leave at the same
We're going to
time.
enter and leave, if you know what I'm saying.
And then enter and then leave and then enter.
All right. Till next episode, guys.
See ya.